Asteroid had become used to Comet's chatter and enthusiasm. But then she started to feel Comet drift away. "I have to leave soon," Comet told her. "I still have a long way to go around the sun, but I'll visit as soon as I can." Things weren't the same after Comet left. Asteroid missed Comet's chatter and looking at the stars and planets with her. Year after year, she wondered when she would see her friend again.
Hmm.
Then, one day, Asteroid saw something in the distance. Asteroid and Comet were thrilled to see each other again. They had so many stories to share. The two of them gazed at the stars. They watched the planets and moons together, but they knew that Comet had to leave again. They also knew that Comet would visit again as soon as she could, and Asteroid would be eagerly awaiting her return. Flower Friends by Cynthia Platt. Daisy lived in the woods with tall trees all around her. The trees gave her shade and sheltered her from bad weather. She had grown used to being the only flower. Sometimes the trees chatted amongst themselves. Daisy liked to listen to the whispers of the leaves as the trees talked, but they were up so high and she was down so low. She could never make out what they were saying. This made Daisy feel lonely. She wished she had someone to talk to. It would be nice to have someone like her who was on the ground level. Then something unexpected happened. A chance seed blew in and took root next to her. Daisy watched as the seed began to sprout. Daisy wanted to be happy about the sprout, but she was filled with worries. What if this new plant wasn't so friendly? What if they didn't get along? But what if the new plant was friendly? What if they got along beautifully? This could be Daisy's big chance to make a friend. Daisy wished the sprout could grow faster so she could meet her neighbor. The big day finally arrived. The new plant's bud unfurled. Poppy was brightly colored and her petals were frilled and fancy. She didn't look anything like Daisy. Daisy wasn't so sure they'd get along after all. Daisy saw Poppy looking at the trees as the leaves whispered to each other. "Do you know what they're saying?" Poppy asked. "No," Daisy replied. "They're too far away." "I wonder if they're talking about the squirrels and the birds," Poppy said. "I wonder if they're talking about the clouds and the sun," Daisy replied. Daisy and Poppy looked at each other. "We could talk about all of those things together," Daisy almost whispered. Daisy had grown used to being the only flower in the forest. She had grown used to being alone. But now she wasn't lonely anymore. Into the Night by Cynthia Platt. Bat's home was a vast cave filled with jagged rocks and exciting pathways. It was the best home in the entire world. He shared it with Dad and lots of other bats. But he was not like them. Every night, Bat flew out of the cave to explore the deep, dark night like the other bats. Every night he wanted to stay home and do his own thing instead. Everything is so beautiful at night, his dad told him. I can't understand why you don't love it. I go out in the night all the time, Bat groaned. It's boring. But think about the starlight, Dad said. Starlight is overrated, Bat replied. The sounds of the night are so lovely, Dad told Bat. They're just sounds, Bat argued. It's not music or anything. Even you have to agree that the shadows the trees cast in the moonlight are intriguing, Dad added. The shadows are my least favorite part of the night, Bat informed him. I don't even want to go flying at night anymore, Bat declared. But all bats love to glide through the night sky, Dad told him. Are you feeling okay? Is everything all right? I'm fine, Bat said with a sigh. When the time came to leave the cave again, his dad said, let's just do it together this one time. Then you can decide whether you want to fly tomorrow night. Fine. Bat reluctantly followed. That shadow looks like a giant mushroom to me, Dad told Bat. And that one looks a little bit like a raccoon. Bat said. He could see the shapes now, but he didn't want to admit it. Do you hear the frogs singing to each other, Dad asked. Frogs can sing? Bat wondered. He didn't want to be interested, but he sort of was. It's a beautiful night to look at the stars, Dad told him. Even the ones that aren't up in the sky, Bat replied. As Bat watched the fireflies and stars that night, he realized that maybe he had been missing out all this time. Bat smiled at his dad. I guess the night isn't so bad. Maybe I'll fly with you tomorrow, too. Got to Be Me by Cynthia Platt. T-Rex was a dinosaur who loved the quieter things in life. In fact, his favorite things were reading at the top of the cliff and learning about plants and flowers. He enjoyed gazing up at the stars and thinking about how they got there and what makes them sparkle. T-Rex's big sister did not approve of these favorite things. You're a carnivore, she told him. You're supposed to roar and stomp and frighten the other dinosaurs. That's what T-Rexes do. But I'm not good at those things, T-Rex replied. T-Rex wanted to be a good carnivore. He really did. He just wasn't sure how. When he roared, he didn't like the way it sounded. While he wanted to stomp around like his sister, he'd much rather stop and collect rocks. But the hardest part by far was scaring other dinosaurs, especially since he'd much rather be friends with them. Do I seem scary to you? T-Rex asked. Do you want to seem scary to me? Edmontosaurus replied. Not really, T-Rex admitted. I guess I don't really like being scary. What do you like? Edmontosaurus asked. No one had ever asked T-Rex that before. I love reading, he told his new friend, and gazing at the stars. I like those things too, Edmontosaurus said. You do? T-Rex asked. That's so cool. Do you like quiet walks too? They're my favorite kind, he told him, especially if I eat plants along the way. T-Rex was happy to hear that, but then he thought about his sister. I guess that means I'm not a very good carnivore, he sighed. Is there only one way to be a carnivore? Edmontosaurus asked. For the first time ever, T-Rex wondered. Maybe there isn't, T-Rex said. Maybe it's enough to be good at being myself. That's an important thing to be good at, his friend said. Do you want to take a walk together? And that's exactly what they did.
Velociraptor. The world of the Velociraptor. The Velociraptor was a deadly dinosaur. It is known for its sharp claws. The dinosaur lived around 70 million years ago. This was during the late Cretaceous. Velociraptor.
What's a Duck to Do? By Cynthia Platt. Duck was in a great mood. The sun was out, the water was warm, and she was ready to enjoy the day. What's a duck to do when she wants to have some fun? Go for a swim, of course. Duck splashed into the water and swam right into a tangle of pond grass. Maybe a quick flight around the pond would be better. Duck flew high into the air, but that didn't work out either. Duck thought for a second. What she really needed was a quiet stroll around the pond, but a group of ants wanted to take a quiet stroll all around her too. Duck was feeling stuck. It was still a beautiful day, but not for her. What else could a duck do for fun? She looked all around her. Then she got an idea. The toad seemed like she was having fun. Maybe Duck could hop around too. It turned out she was not very good at hopping, though. Duck heard the bluebird singing in the tree. Singing seemed fun. When Duck tried to sing, though, no one wanted to listen. By then, Duck was feeling tired. She spotted a turtle lying in the sun relaxing. That looked amazing. Duck sat on a different log and tried to settle down. Duck was in a great mood again. The sun was out, the water was warm, and she was feeling ready for a brand new adventure.
Baby zebras. Zebra foal. A baby zebra is called a foal. A newborn foal as it tries to stand. The foal can run an hour after birth. Time with Mom. Mom and her foal stay close together. This helps them bond. Mom grooms her foal. She licks its hair clean. The foal drinks Mom's milk when hungry. Joining the herd. Soon they join the herd. The foal can find Mom by her stripes, smell, and sound. The foal is safer in the herd. Its stripes help it blend in. The herd runs fast when predators are near. This